Hey gang, it's Uncle Doug dropping some knowledge on you today. We're going to be talking about the housing. We're going to talk a little bit about the mortgage rates and what's going on there. And I'm going to tell you about a special seminar on September 25th at 6 p.m. Pacific, introducing you to the most powerful loan you've probably never heard of. This loan came out in the 2005, so this is much more sophisticated, much more disruptive. It's called the Home Select product. You can learn more at gohomeselect.com. Here we go. Let me move myself out of the way. We'll reduce this. All right, so let's look at the market. So first of all, rates are supposed to drop on September 18th, so the Fed says. They don't have to. That's not something they have to do. We hope they do. The rates are already kind of baked in. Everyone has already anticipated that that's going to happen. We'll see if they do. There's some speculation about whether or not it'll be 25 basis points or a quarter point or 50 basis points, half a point. We'll see. And then we'll see if they do it again before the end of the year. Some financial houses are saying it has to be by a full point by the end of the year. Others are saying half a point. Others are saying, I wouldn't anticipate any further rate drops because inflation is still high. I just saw an article that said inflation is still over 3%, and that is not where the Fed wanted us to be able to cut rates. So do not count on rates dropping. Hope for it, but get on with your life, guys. If you want to buy a house, buy a house. Because if rates do drop significantly in this market, house prices are going to soar. The National Association of Realtors and Barbara Corcoran, I've been saying this for weeks, are all estimating that if rates drop by a point, 5 million more people now qualify to get into the housing market. That is a lot of people getting in the game. Even if a small percentage of them get in the game, supply and demand. You have a lot of demand, limited supply, which is what we have here in Southern Nevada, we're going to have a problem. Because let's look at this. So this is Clark County in general. Right now it's a seller's market. It's been like this for quite a while. And if you look at inventory, you can see, unlike some of the areas in the south, this is that red belt, not getting into politics, but this is that red area, Texas, Alabama, Mississippi, all the way across to Florida and some of the northern stuff in there. Kentucky, I think, was one of them. Louisiana is in that list. Those areas tend to have a lot of land. They built a lot of houses. During COVID, a lot of people moved in and bought houses. Now they're looking to get back out, and that's problematic. Those areas are all sitting on what could very well become bubblish type squishy markets where they have too much inventory too quick, and when Bob and Dave are both selling the exact same modeled house with the exact same amenities, the only thing that's really going to distinguish who gets that sale is who drops their price. It's going to be a race to the bottom. You don't want to be there. Trust me on that. We don't have a national bubble like we did in 2008, 9, and 10. We have way too few houses on the market, but those are particular areas that are centralized areas where those areas happen to have a lot of houses. California is not seeing a lot of that except for maybe the Bay Area. New York, New Jersey are still seeing way big increases. Nevada, where we are having an inventory problem still. Because look at this. We've barely seen a bump, and we're already through the selling season. We're already going into winter and the fall. We have 48-ish hundred homes, maybe 5,000 houses on the market. But at our peak in 2022, we had 8,000. Okay? So we are 3,000 houses light of where we were in 2022. And again, same thing over here in 2019. So we are short, and we're sucking up new home buyers from California, Oregon, Washington, New Jersey, New York, right? We have people moving here. Nevada's been growing for years. It's not going to slow down, and we haven't kept up with the building. And it takes years for subdivisions to get approved and get to the next level. Let's look at Las Vegas proper. Same thing. Seller's market. Look at the inventory. Barely a bump. We're at 3,000-ish homes on the market, 31. And at our peak, we're at 54. So we're still at 60%-ish, guys. We are short. And again, supply and demand. When you don't have enough houses and you have a lot of buyers, what happens? What happens when a car dealership says, hey, we've got 3 Corvettes. They're the new model. Everybody wants that one of those 3 cars. they raise the prices, right? They add the dealer's pricing, right? Because it's a shortage. They're short in supply. Henderson, not quite so much. We're still seeing that it is a slightly less of a seller's market, but still a seller's market. We've seen some inventory bump, but we're still not anywhere close to it. We're off by 400 houses. 300 for 400 houses. We are still short. Okay? So get in the game now, because if rates do drop. Now, on that topic, we don't know. We expect rates to drop next year, but what happens, this is an election year, right? So what happens regardless of who wins? What happens if one of them has policies that spur on inflation? The Fed has already stated that they want inflation down in the 2 range, and we're above 3. And so if one of these presidential candidates wins and inflation climbs up, the Fed's going to say no more interest rate drops. They could even raise again, and all bets are off. And in the meantime, you just pissed away a year's worth of rent when you could have had a house that was appreciating in value and you would have had the write-off. So don't wait for that. Get in the game. If rates drop substantially, you can always refinance. If they don't, we know there's a shortage of houses out here. We anticipate Vegas market is going to go up by 5% in value. So if you're looking at a $600,000 house, next year that same house is costing you $630,000, and you're going to need the extra down payment on top of you're going to need a down payment, and you're going to have a bigger payment because you're financing more house. Don't wait. Get in the game. Reach out to me. Let's get you underwritten so we have a commitment to lend, not just a pre-approval. I do things a little bit differently. I'm way more aggressive to get my people in a house. Let's get you a commitment to lend. Then I'll put you in touch with one of my monster realtors that I tend to circulate with, and let's get you a killer that's going to get you the best deal possible. This is the seminar I want to talk to you about. You can go to homeselectchallenge.com or gohomeselect.com. It'll both take you to this website. You go over to the More tab, go down to Zoom presentation, and just like that, sign up for September 25th, 6 p.m. Trust me, if you qualify for this loan and you take a 30-year amortizing weak sauce pre-boomer, it's not even boomer era, it's a pre-boomer. 30-year amortizing loans are horrendous loans if you qualify for something better. Reach out. I want to help you get the best deal possible, both on a loan product that supports your financial plans, and I want to help you get in touch with a killer realtor that's going to take care of you the best way possible. I need to put up this little disclaimer. Again, this is Uncle Doug in Las Vegas. If there's anything I can do to help you out, even if you're in the middle of a transaction and all of a sudden you're just not digging your lender and you're not trusting what you're being told and you want a second voice, I'll tell you if it's a good deal. I have enough volume. I don't need to steal deals. But I want to make sure you're not getting hosed in the process. And if I can get you a better deal, I'll tell you so, and then you can make an informed decision. If I would structure differently to maybe get you out of MI or something like that, I'll tell you that. Then you can make an informed decision. Alrighty? Uncle Doug, be the change you want to see in the world. Have a phenomenal day.